when you win a faith battle, the release is so overwhelming.
Mm.
It was like, wow.
Didn't you say your mom told you to practice writing April Osuji?
Yes. She kept telling me, practice writing April Osuji. And this was in that last
That's
part.
faith, yo.
My last part of my consecration.
This is Chidi Osuji.
And this is April.
And this is the Use Your Faith Today podcast. We just hope that you enjoy as we talk about faith, family, love, and life. So grow with us, join us, and enjoy.
Enjoy.
All right. Are we still wearing the same clothes? Yes, we are.
Hey!
This is episode 5 of the Use Your Faith Today podcast. And where we left off last, you had put me up against the wall.
I put him against the wall.
And told me that the young lady I was talking to, now in parallel with hanging out with you as friends, that ain't going to work.
It ain't going to work.
Now, what made you so sure that wasn't going to work?
Because at that point, I was just becoming a bold sister at this point, because I don't do the whole, like, let's just be friends type of stuff. And I think that if I be honest with myself, I was looking for more. I was expecting more. I was enjoying what we were doing. I was enjoying us going out after church and going to different restaurants. That was one thing that I always would say, like, man, I ain't never known this. And you would show me different places. I'd be like, man, I know this was over here. I know it's, so for me, I was enjoying it. And then for you to tell me, like, oh, it's going to be another person, or, you entertaining somebody else, I was like, boo, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work.
See, a lot of people would sit there in their mind, but you said it out loud right there.
I didn't care. I was like, it ain't
so
gonna work. So a
boldness had come over you.
Boldness.
Where'd that come from?
Jesus. Jesus / my mama.
And so when he said that, I was aghast and agape. I was like, oh. That's essentially cursing my situationship over here.
That's what he said. I was cursing, but I ain't cursing.
By saying it ain't gonna work, that's cursing.
It ain't gonna work.
By saying it is gonna work, that's a blessing, right? So by saying it's not gonna work, it's a curse.
It ain't gonna work. Well, it ain't gonna work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. It
didn't work.
Yep.
And so, but
at that point, I had already moved. Now this is when the real consecration came.
Okay, talk about
this. Is what after this. Now, obviously, I had my sabbatical. My sabbatical was like, okay, let me get healed from this situation.
The sabbatical was some 6-7 years earlier, right?
Right. So that's why I said that was like a sabbatical. But this was my consecration. And I heard the Lord clear as day say that you're not a wife.
Oh, wow. Talk about that.
Clear as day. Say you're not a wife. It make a difference. I was preaching about, oh yeah, Proverbs 31, blah, 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 blah. I wasn't a wife. A wife and the like I said, what the Bible says. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm talking what the Bible says. And for me, entertaining something that wasn't given the was it return on investment? Basically, me flirting, me being unstable with my emotions, just a whole bunch of different things. And Lord, you ain't a wife. You still playing that girlfriend card. That still got that loneliness on your forehead. Still want somebody to sweat you. And the Lord was literally, and I have my whole journal to even verify everything I said. I really was having conversations with God for real. He was taking layers off. Showing me sometimes I was selfish in so many different aspects of who I am, or, just not being the person I need to be. And I took really deep time in the Lord. I call it the behind the closet scene. Behind the closet. I was behind the closet, and the Lord was releasing some things off. I experienced a medical challenge with my vocal cords, and had to be on rest for real. And they wanted to have surgery, and it just a little scary thing. Had to build my faith with the healing manifestation with my vocal cords, layers off of just feeling rejected and all different things, and had to get in a word. Shout out to people like Joyce Meyer, who has been one instrumental faith teacher in my life. Debbie Adebayo, Singles Pleasing the Lord. I could go on and on of people that I just started to glean from and get in the word and getting in. My pastors are amazing. They are for real amazing, right? Teaching us faith. And I have the dual honor of having them as not only my leaders, but also my parents. So it was coming off. There was things that the Lord was telling me about myself that I didn't like for real. And that was the deep, I call it the closet moment. I was in the closet. It wasn't about me being April as a preacher, or April being a pastor, or April being big sister, whatever the case, but it was really April as the daughter of the king. And my father literally saying, my child, get this together. You know what I'm saying? Getting debts in order. I was spending money crazy. Got garnished during this season twice. And I'm just putting it out there. Just some things. I was not a wife, right? And I'm not saying that you got to have everything perfect. I just knew for me, there were certain parts of, I take myself as a woman of integrity, right?
Yeah.
So if I can't pay bills, come on, let's talk about that. If I cannot, have somebody pour into me and tell me about myself, because I'm like, I know it, blah, blah, blah. See, that's a problem. That's a spirit. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to allow the Lord to, behind the scenes, to speak to me, to discipline me, to get me into a place. And it was like maybe good, almost 2 years. It's
Really?
like almost 2 years. And by this time, I'm maturing. I'm maturing. And my deliverance, full deliverance, where me and the Lord said, I'm okay if I don't get married. And that was September of 2018. I'm okay. And we sat, and I said, I'm okay if it never happens. I had to take off the shame of me being, at that time, 35 years old and not being married. I had to take that shame off. I had to take the shame off of, other people getting married and why they getting married and why I'm not getting married. I said, okay. Me and God, we was like, I'm okay. I'm a wife. And that's when the Lord presents me, you are a wife now. But it's okay.
Yeah.
And if you have to wait, you have to wait. And I was like, okay. And I was okay.
Yes, and during this time, I was dating.
He was out in these streets.
I was in the streets a little bit.
He was out in these streets.
But not crazy though. Not crazy, but I wasn't doing everything. He wasn't
consecrating himself for the love. He was out in these streets. Let me go to swipe left.
Coffee Miss Bagel. I was doing a little online dating. I don't know if I was looking for a wife on the dating apps. I was maybe just looking for something to occupy the time. Right. Yeah, occupy the time. Something.
It's like seat filler. That's
seat filler. Yeah,
seat filler. If anybody's seen that seat filler movie, it's funny. I like
B movies.
B movies.
Yeah, yes, she does.
B movies.
Lord
and this movie called Seat Filler with Dwayne Martin, and he was a seat filler for an award show. And I always bring up that especially when I talk to youth or anybody like that, I'm like, you don't want to just be a seat filler. Don't be a seat filler. You need to be the one that say, I need to be at this table. I need to be sitting here getting that award. So that you taking somebody else's chair. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wasn't going crazy, Somar Royal Oak, stuff like that. I don't want to get the wrong idea. But I was, I was dating. I was out there dating and sometimes looking for a wife, sometimes looking for companionship or, a date for that Friday night, whatever. But there came, excuse me, some time when I was I was looking, I was having the feelings start up again, but I was kind of just so no, I need to see the holes in the hands at the foot of the bed, But I was telling myself, I know she's a good thing. I know that if she got with somebody, she'll make that man happy. She will do everything. She'll be a great wife. She'll do that. I was wondering, but is she my wife? I know she's a wife. Is she my wife? And all these things were happening, and these feelings were just kind of growing in me, on the inside of me. And I was looking at her again, but I don't want to hurt her again. So I would back off a little bit. And so it wasn't until I was wrestling this back and forth with her, man, she's a good thing, and I know, what I'm saying, and I still have these feelings for her. And so it wasn't until you went to an event. Go ahead and talk about this event that you went to.
I went to an event, and once again, I said September of 2018. September is very defining in the body of Christ because it is Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year. And I'm not going to try to get into that. You can look that up. But it's New Year, significant, the 9th month, significant New Year. So that's when my freedom took place. So moving forward, I want to celebrate this 36th birthday and enjoy my birthday. And I want to do something different, right? My birthday is December 21st. Hey. And I told my sister and my best friend, I said, hey, let's just go to a gala, right? Let's get dressed up. Let's just go to a gala, enjoy, do something different. We've never did this before. Let's do this. And got dressed up, got my hair done, looked cute. We, went to, and it was actually the Chicago Bears gala. It's really nice. Val Warner was there. So, people, whatever, all these people there, right? And so I see someone who, is from one of maybe like a Tyler Perry show. Like I said, I don't know if he's like a high act. I just knew his face. I said, oh, I see him. So I wanted to say, hey, can I get your picture? He said, oh, yeah. And I see, he said, I'm going to come back over. I said, okay. I left it alone, whatever. He comes back over, say, you still want a picture? I said, oh, yeah. So we took a picture. I didn't think twice about it. Me and my friends, my sister and my friend, we enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time. And I posted, obviously, my experience because this is my birthday. It's a great time for me. So then Mr.
Shout out to my friend Reggie. Reggie sent me a picture of this tall, light-skinned, in-shape young man with a neatly trimmed beard.
Yes.
Standing next to you, dressed really nice.
Yes.
And we're going to post a picture for y'all to see it.
Yes, because I look good, okay?
And he sent me the picture and said, you going to let this guy steal your girl? My heart jumped. Oh, excuse me. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I'm like, make sure it's still on. Is the light still on?
It's still on.
Okay.
Still on.
Sorry, y'all. My heart might have jumped out my chest. I said, when I saw her with this guy, and I said, Chidi, if you're feeling this kind of way, you need to go ahead and just follow your heart. You love this girl, follow your heart, and make it official. And and this time was just different. It was different, and I think before we get to that, and so I was just like, so I saw that, and the next day I FaceTimed her. Now you go ahead.
So it was you FaceTimed me on Christmas Day?
Christmas
Eve. Christmas Eve. It was like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, whatever the case. And I was with my sister and the kids, my niece and nephew, and he FaceTimed me, and I was like, what? So I'm thinking, because my mind goes here, because even in our relationship, we never FaceTime. It was always text message or phone, right? So with him FaceTiming
I'm a modern man, I guess, right?
Man. So when he FaceTimed me, I'm thinking something has happened. And that's literally, I said, hey. And that's, my face was like, hey, what's going on? Like, everything okay? Because you don't FaceTime me.
I don't FaceTime.
You don't FaceTime.
My chubby cheek. I think it's self.
I think I'm
a little self-conscious about my chubby cheeks.
Chubby cheeks. Chubby cheeky. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, I was like, what's going on? And so, actually, he called and I said, well, can I call you back? Okay, that's what it was. I did ask him to call back because I was my sister and the kids, right? So I was, I'd be entertaining my niece and nephews during holiday time. We just be doing big stuff. Then when we talked, then you said, say your famous line, because this line is just.
Are you done with me? Because I want to start with you. Are you done with me? Because I want to start with you.
And every time you say it made me laugh. Because I'd be like, what in the world? And I said,
bars.
Is it bars?
Bars, man.
And so I was like, what? And so, obviously we kept on the conversation. And the first thing I said, I need to speak to my parents.
Wow.
I said, I need to speak with my parents. And I'll let you know.
Wow.
And for me, I'm 36. I ain't got time to play games. I have a team of people. My sister, and my friends was like, leave this chicken dinner alone. They didn't, after a certain point, they was like, leave him alone. Can you blame him? And I can't blame him. They didn't, whatever. So I went to my parents who are really, especially helping me, like, especially when I was getting garnished and even dealing with health situation and stuff like that. I went to them. And literally, I went to my dad and I was like, Chi, do you want to go out? What are you thinking? If you say no, don't go out with him, I will not. And I'm just being straight up because I didn't want to go through this again. I had uncovered some things, and the Lord took layers off. And my dad said, go out with him, go out for him with coffee. And we met up at Starbucks in Rosemont because I was working over there in Rosemont, and we just started talking. And did I see change? Not immediately. We went on our first date, and that was like before New Year's Eve, I think. You came and you sat and you just had he had a different sparkle in his eye. It was just something different. And I was like, he ain't the same. He had presented me a wonderful Pandora bracelet. And you said you wanted to just add,
because you were doing your graduation to 40.
I was doing graduation to 40, yes. And that was my thing too, my defining moment. I was doing graduation to 40. I started that at about 36 years old. I said, every year I'm going to do something momentous and whatever the case leading up to 40. And so you said you was going to add a charm every year. So I'm thinking, okay, so he must be, you said every year, you must going to be staying around. Okay. And so we, made that declaration. My parents knew that we were dating. We, this time around, because I was so intentional, we was intentional with how we dated. We did not share with other people at this point in our relationship. It was mostly my parents knew. I didn't tell my brother and sister to probably like 2 months in. I think I was just trying to figure it out. And I don't know who you shared it with, but I was very intentional about it. My mother, the prophetess that she is, said in January, you getting married in June. Let me take a sip on that. She said, you getting married in June. I said, Mama, don't say that. You getting married in June. And at this point, I'm still like, I said, Mom, we growing. We taking it one day at a time. I'm just not the same woman no more. I'm changed. We're being intentional with our conversations at this point. She said, you get married in June. So my mother, the prophetess that she is, started buying stuff. She said, what type of wedding you want? I said, Mama, stop. She said, what type of wedding you want? I said, I want like a summer garden, whatever, with beautiful flowers, candles. My mother, the prophetess, I want to put that out there, was buying mason jars, candles, flowers, everything. She put it in our guest room at the house. Buy stuff. This paper wedding. She went and preached at a church and said, my daughter's getting married in June. Mama, don't do this. Don't do this, Mama.
Didn't you say that I was looking at you differently too?
And my mama said she saw him looking at me differently in church. And I said, Mama, don't do this. Because at this point, yes, I love my parents. I love the anointing. But I'm like, Mom, this is too bold. This is over my faith zone. It's over my faith lens at that point. And yeah, we literally got engaged in March.
Got married in June.
And got married in June.
Yeah, June 22nd.
June 22nd. I was trying to do June 29th to go into the 4th of July, but somebody had to play, so we had to push it to the 22nd, which is still great. But even then, like the engagement, we were at a restaurant. I thought he was going to propose to me the week before because we was going to Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry play. Yep.
And Tyler Perry's doing his ends of the whatever.
The end of his Madea run or whatever like that in the theaters. Yeah.
Yep. And he asked me, oh, what you gonna wear? And I was like, oh my goodness. He was like, oh, what you gonna wear? And like he never asked me what I was. So I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, he's gonna do that Tyler Perry. And we went to the Tyler Perry show, and after that, we went to Steak and Shake. I'm done. I said, and then as we sat there, and I said, "You're not gonna propose to me?" Yes. Because he had already said to me that by the end of the quarter,
by the end of the first quarter,
I'm gonna propose, because we had already. But once again, we're talking, we're being intentional, and he had shared with me. Like in February, I think it was like February. So you said you was gonna propose by the end of the quarter or something like that. So I was like expecting. I'm like whatever. So when he asked me what you gonna wear at the Tyler Perry show? I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna propose.
She was ready, boy. You brought your leopard print too. Your good leopard print.
I was cute.
Your good leopard print.
I was cute, and I couldn't believe that. Yeah, that day we didn't get married. I didn't get proposed to. So then the following Saturday,
you had kind of like relaxed and said like,
I relaxed, and then I just let it alone. So that following Saturday, I had kind of just got my hair done. I did like a little gray or like a little silver tint.
You looking cute.
I was cute. Yeah, I was cute. And I had like ripped jeans and a like,
collar shirt, button up shirt.
Yeah, no, and I think it was like I had my like leather jacket, and I was just being like whatever. We went to an Italian restaurant. I was just trying to be cool, whatever the case. And I'm stuffing my face, eating my pasta. Okay? Yeah. And all of a sudden, I see people coming around, start singing, and people with the cameras. And then a plate comes with tiramisu. Like, will you marry me? And I see him and everything happened so fast.
I said by the end of the quarter you'd be engaged.
I mean, like,
I said that because I get my bonus from work mid-March. So I was like,
so he got to put his ring in layaway.
You get the ring out of layaway, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that.
Well, I was just like, what? It was like, it was so unexpected. Yeah. And I really was like, oh my goodness. And of course I said yes. And the ring was a little big because I think I gave him the wrong size for my finger. And I went outside. We were walking. We was like, we gotta go tell my mom. Oh my goodness, whatever. And I did like this.
The light hit it.
And the light hit the ring. And I said, oh my God. I did just like that. I sure did. I could not believe the ring, the detail of the ring. And I know you guys probably can't see it. But the detail of the ring, the light hit it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was so overflowed. And we took pictures on Facebook. You had my hand in my hand. And nobody knew, literally with the exception of like my brother and sister, my brothers and sister, my mom and dad. I don't even know if I may have told, Virginia. I think she probably. It really was nobody who knew in my camp that we were in here. And so when they saw it on Facebook, I think that's when all the calls came. We actually did FaceTime calls with
people. Haters. We're not gonna talk about that.
We did have haters, unfortunately. But I mean, it was like, people who really was like really happy. It was such a happy moment. We took a picture. Shout out to Courtney. She took our picture. We'll say Faith Wins and stuff like that. And that was like our engagement picture, official engagement picture. But it was like, oh my goodness. And then just getting to the place of getting married, like the day before, I just cried. I just could not.
So we had a December reconnection, March engagement, June wedding. You can get married in 90 days, y'all.
You sure can. You sure can. And you got the best support system. And I'm going to tell you the truth. All the little fancy stuff, that's cool and stuff. But, it's really about y'all, right? You know what I'm saying? And favor showed up. That's how I knew the timing was so important and so key. With God, glory to God. He just makes it up. You know what I'm saying? Like when, sometimes you think that you out of time or out of season, but you just in right timing. That's what the devil will do. The devil will restrict you and be like, you out of time, or you ain't nothing going to happen for you. But things will work out. And when it work out, God will say, I get the glory. And God got the glory with our wedding. My wedding dress. Okay, they were saying I always wanted a Vera Wang dress. Got my Vera Wang dress. Okay, added the detail to it. That came on time. My flowers, as I said, my prophetess mama started buying all this stuff, so things was there. Photography,
debt free. It was basically debt free.
Literally, when I took just the favor of God, the place that we had our reception.
Shout out Evgeny, boy.
I mean, like. He literally changed the floor for our wedding. Like it's just everything.
He broke his leg that morning, but still wanted to show up for the wedding.
Still showed up
and make sure everything was right.
Everything was right.
He was limping around the joint.
Man. And we had a blended a beautiful wedding because obviously we wanted to continue to keep the Nigerian tradition, so our food and as well as the American dish and just the things that we want. I mean, it just was favor in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you know, the only thing I could say would be like whatever, it would be slow down because everything went so fast.
It was fast. It did go fast.
It went so fast. I originally wanted to get married in November. I've always said November, like a Wednesday. Everybody ain't got to show up. I know. That's all I will say. I said we should get married on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And then it's Thanksgiving, so we all meet together. Then it's Friday, then we can go on our honeymoon and just keep on going. And that was what I thought in my mind. But my mother had already prophesied, you get married in June. And we did. And it was like just amazing. Just so amazing. I mean, honestly, I remember the week before, I was, we was about to get married, and I went to my Father's Day. And I went to his bed and I was on my knees and I said, Dad, if you see anything that I should not do, because here I am getting cold feet. I'm getting cold feet. I'm like, did the Lord continues to be with me doing this? Do you think I'm rushing anything? And I needed to hear, not just from my father, but from my leader, my shepherd, to say, no, go on. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. And it's because I had prayed and really allowed my faith to work this out.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter. I mean, the faith to confess, my faith to pray over him when I didn't want to pray over him, my faith to believe that God will be working on my behalf concerning me being a wife, right? It was so many different things that I just was, when you win a faith battle, the release is so overwhelming. It was like, wow.
Didn't you say your mom told you to practice writing April Osuji?
Yes. She kept telling me, practice writing April Osuji. And this was in that last
That's
part.
faith, yo.
My last part of my consecration. That last part before September was a few months before, maybe like June.
Okay, so I hadn't. So it'll still be 6 months before I even come around.
Yep, it was like maybe like June, and as my pastors were seeing me, they were seeing me changing, and I was changing. The real change comes when somebody else sees that you change. You can say all day, I changed, but when people see, they say, oh, you look different. There's a different aura about you, right?
Yeah.
And she would say that, and I'd be like, no, Mom, I'm not gonna say. She said no, because she knew from the beginning when he first said that he wanted to date me. She knew this is it. This is it. And it's not like, I didn't have to grow up or he didn't have to grow up. And yes, we got little funnies here and there and different, whatever the case. But the truth of the matter is, this is what faith looked like. Faith will have you do some stuff that's beyond. It have you do, it's beyond your own imagination. Like you writing, Mrs. Osuji, you crazy, you just thirsty. That's how somebody can take it. People would say, oh, your mama just thirsted to get you married off, so she was buying all this stuff. But listen, whose report are you going to believe? I believe the report of the Lord. I believe in leadership. I believe in people around you that can see stuff beyond what you can see in your natural eye.
Yeah.
And that's what's real talk. That's what faith look like. Use your faith today. Is using your faith to believe it. Using my faith to say that, I'm going to get the wedding of my dreams. And I did.
Okay.
In 3 months.
With egusi soup.
With that. Okay. Using my faith today, meaning that, thank you, Lord, that you are going to continue to be and guide me even during this process, right? It's so much, right? Maybe one day I'll open up a page in my journal, and not for, show, but to give God glory, even more so because he's the one that did it. He was the one that was healing me, through those times of rejection, through those times of insecurity, through those times of feeling, low about myself, or feeling like, what do I have to offer? Or allowing the voices around me to say, you too old to get married. Who gonna want to marry you? Right? So it's being satisfied, really satisfied in the Lord that has really helped me into this state of mind that me and God go way back.
And God's no respecter of person. What he did for us, he can do it for anyone.
Yes, yes.
If thou canst believe.
Thou canst believe. And I tell you, what a wedding.
What a wedding.
What a wedding.
Boy, we were spraying there with dollar bills all over the floor.
Money.
Your parents, pastor friends were like, I ain't never seen anything like this in my life.
I know. And
it was
really my first time. I think you may have taken me to a Nigerian wedding maybe before we got married.
Maybe. Just to
see, because I had never experienced that. So the whole spraying, and Chidi told me, oh, you got to keep dancing so they can spray you. And I'm like, what? I'm not a dancer. I only dance for the Lord. Hey, Shabo. Okay? That's as much as I do.
I always envision getting the Red Bull and just dancing all night to get all the money.
I hadn't seen that before. So that was very new for me. Having the change of clothes and it just was such an experience, and it went so well. And from that moment to now, it's just been a wonderful roller coaster.
So if you made it through this last part 5, we thank you so much for joining us on our inaugural kind of sessions of Use Your Faith Today podcast. Again, visit us at useyourfaithtoday.com to get 50% off your first order using the code UYFTPOD. Also, if you have any questions, just go ahead and email us at useyourfaithtoday@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, put on notifications. We'll probably go on live every once in a while, just just for fun, right? See what people are talking about.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I want to do. We won't do it today. We'll do it next time. We're going to do it. I want to do every episode about what's April's pet peeve, because we've been married for 6 years now. We just went over this the beginning before we got married. We've been married 6 years, and there's a lot to share there. We've been married 6 years, and there's a lot to share there. But I know that every other day she got a new pet peeve, right? And I want to just share those pet peeves and see if people
out in these streets.
It's more like putting me out there. I want to see if people resonate with April's pet peeve. Everyone, you know what my pet peeve is? She has about 300, 426 of them right now. So I want to go over those right now. So we'll go over there. Actually, let's do one right quick.
Oh my goodness!
You have a pet peeve?
No.
Okay, I'll give her a pet peeve for her since I'm kind of springing on her.
Okay, yeah.
A pet peeve for April. You know what's my pet peeve? That's what April says. Say it. You know what's my pet peeve?
What's my pet peeve? You know my pet peeve?
Open cupboards in the kitchen.
Open.
When I'm looking for something, I keep the cupboards open. That's a pet peeve for April.
It is. I feel like open the cupboard, take what you want, put it down, and close. Cerrado. Close.
Yeah, I have good intentions.
And here's the thing: when I come home from work, okay, right? Because I get home a little early. Shout out to my job. Thank you for being 10 minutes away. I come home and I'm like, oh, let me get settled. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to cook that day. All the cupboards are open. We ain't been at home. I know I leave out before him. But all the cupboards are. I said, God.
What more can I say?
What more can you say?
All right.
Close the cupboard. It's simple.
You got a question?
I got to add some music to
You got a question? Ask us at useyourfaithtoday@gmail.com.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Visit us at useyourfaithtoday.com, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
We're just getting started.
Just getting started.
All right. Bye-bye.
Just getting started.